Right, now we've got our charts and we've chosen our correct type of charts. We can make our charts look a lot nicer, particularly by adding titles and labels and things like that. So we're going to just go through a few of those. So I'm going to focus on the bar chart, 'cause I think that's the easiest one to show you. When we click on it, we have got these chart tool menus that come up. So there's design, layout and format. Design gives you some options to change colours and styles. You can click from the drop down menu here and choose what style that you want on your chart. So I'm just going to pick, for instance, an orange one. You can also double click like I have there on the bars, and then you can change your fill. You can have a gradient fill if you want, a pattern, a texture. You can do that. You can change the borders, okay, to a solid line. I could have them, I don't know, red. I could change my border style again. I could have some lines, some funky lines and different widths and things like that onto it. I could add shadows. You can play about with this for ages, in fact, having shadows and different bits and bobs and glows and soft edges and lots of different things. You can even make it slightly 3D if you want to, and you can play about with that to get a nice little look. So either you double click on these or you select it from up there. So that just makes the styles and the colours look a bit different. And just to show you on another chart, if I do the same thing, I get similar sort of effects that I can add. Okay, so I can add my borders, I can have my glows. Okay, and again, you get the similar sort of effect on those. The next section is your layout section. Now, your layout section is probably, I think, the most powerful section. There's loads and loads of different options at the top. Now, the major things that you probably want is a chart title. So you can have that above the chart or overlaid. I usually like it above the chart. You click on it, and then you can type in your title. So I can put in favourite. Then got my axes, and like maths, the axes are the same. You've got your Y going up and down, your X going left and right. So primary horizontal, that's my X. I can put title below, so I could click on that, and I'm going to put I'm going to go primary vertical. You can have it rotated, horizontal, however you want. I'm going to have it rotated, and I'm going to put would help. So the number of people who chose those. So already that's becoming a lot clearer. Your legend is your section at the right hand side. Now a legend is really useful for something like a line chart to tell you what coloured lines they are. It's really useful for a pie chart to tell you what each section is. The same with a scatter diagram to show you what each dot is. On a bar chart it's not particularly useful, so we're going to take that off. Okay. Next one we've got is data labels. So I can put the actual label of data in here. So I could put it inside, in the center. That's quite often quite useful in a pie chart, because in a pie chart I can put it in the center and put the actual numbers as well as the percentage. So that might be useful. The next thing, we've got a data table. Now, not all charts allow you to have a data table. You notice a pie chart is grayed out. For these other charts, a scatter chart is grayed out, but for a line chart it's not. So I'm going to do it on the line chart. So a data table basically has a box underneath and it gives you the exact numbers. So whereas these numbers here that were on the data labels are on the exact points, the data table underneath gives you a little table of information. I can, just to show you, have the data points on there as well. Right, the next section is axes. Basically that turns like labeling on and off. So I've taken the labels off there for types of chocolate bars. By going to primary horizontal axis and saying what I want, I can move it from side to side. You can just have a little play about with those. Same with the vertical ones. You can show them in thousands and millions. Grid lines will let you have major grid lines. You can either have minor ones, which are littler ones. You can have major and minor. Okay, which means you've got the big thicker ones and you've got the smaller ones underneath. The vertical, again, you can show vertical up and down, so you can make a grid and make it easier to see the specific number. So particularly something like here, which is 35, you can see the specific number with the minor areas. A trend line is quite useful. That just shows you, if you pick it, what the general trend is from where you start. Okay, and the different types of trend line are slightly different. Okay, not overly useful. Quite useful on a scatter diagram. Okay, that's not the one that I wanted. It's usually quite good on a scatter diagram because it shows you a line through, but I can't find the right one that I want. Okay, so those are lots of different features you can add to your charts. Now, what I do want you to notice is that, particularly this one here, let's add a table of data on. Okay, I'm going to make this bigger just so you can see it better. And we will bring that to the front so you can see it. That doesn't necessarily look better than it did before. Having a nice title is good, and sometimes these sort of labels. Do I need the label type of chocolate bars? Probably not. Do I need the glow? Not really. Do I need all these lines? Not desperately. So only pick the features that you really need. Don't go over the top and think, I'm going to have as many features as I possibly can on there. Okay, the last section is the format section. Now what the format is, it's like you will have used for images in Word or Publisher or PowerPoint, where you can change kind of the outline of the box, you can change the fill of the box if you want the background to be a certain colour. You can choose your word art styles, so I could have a specific style of writing on there. You can add effects to the text, such as a glow, okay, and outlines, and it will automatically pick out those bits of text and add it to them. Again, let's just go to shape effect and bevel it on the outside or whatever. Again, you've got to be really, really, really careful with your choices. But the point of this is that once you've done your chart, you can select it. You can go to Design to add on to change your basic colours. You can go to Layout to add on kind of extra layout features like titles, data tables, data labels, trend lines, grid lines. And you can go to Format to change the colour and style of your writing and your overall box. Okay, and once you've got to that point, you should have an idea of what type of chart to choose and also how to make your charts look really good.